Hiya, there you go. Have a good day.
I am Santa Claus.
Hey there, my name's Alex, and ever since I passed my driving test about 9 years ago, driving has been a very big part of my life. Being able to drive a car has allowed me to travel around the world and give me so much freedom. And over the years, I've realized that I actually quite like driving. Sometimes people ask me, if you weren't a YouTube filmmaker, what would you do for a living? And although this is an impossible question to answer, there's no way I can really know, but I often think it would be some kind of driving job, either taxi driving or delivery driving. Anyway, I was going through a little bit of a uncreative phase at the end of this last summer. I didn't really want to make any YouTube videos, so I figured this could be the perfect opportunity to try a driving job. I wrote up a CV, applied for a dozen or so jobs, and not long after I found myself with a handful of job offers and I became a delivery driver. When I got the new job, I decided to document the experience. I thought it would make a kind of maybe an interesting video. I did find it quite tricky to film this video though, because of course I was working this full-time job and trying to film it at the same time was at times quite difficult, but I hope that through the many little snippets of video and photos that I had taken throughout my time as a delivery driver, I can share the experience with you and you can get a bit of an idea of what it's like to be a delivery driver. Let's go right back to day one of looking for a job. Now, I was quite worried because I don't have any qualifications from school, so I didn't, my CV was quite hard to write. But luckily, with these delivery driving jobs that I was applying for, you simply need a driving license and experience with driving a car. There was one company that definitely stood out to me. The boss guy seemed like a really cool dude, and I wanted to work for him. Interestingly, when I applied for the jobs, I was applying to deliver parcels. I didn't know who I was delivering parcels for. I didn't know where I was delivering parcels. I didn't know much, but it turned out in the end that all the companies that I had applied for jobs at, they were DSPs for Amazon. What is a DSP? It's a delivery service partner. Basically, it's a company that works closely with Amazon to help deliver Amazon's parcels. Amazon is a very big company and they work with many different DSPs to get all their parcels delivered on time. And when I eventually got the job and I spoke to the people who work there, it turned out that they don't advertise that they are a DSP for Amazon because that puts off a lot of people from applying to the jobs, because a lot of people don't want to work for Amazon. Amazon drivers don't have the best reputation. I'll talk a bit more about that later on. So the process to getting on the road, you can't just go driving straight away. I had to do a training day, like a theory training day.
I guess they're going to teach me about the whole process of how you should deliver a parcel properly. I'll let you know how it goes.
I went to this big building where there were loads of other people learning and training to become a delivery driver. Basically, it was a whole day of being in the classroom. I got really bored. I don't really learn through theory very well. Like, I would way prefer to do things practically. And I pick things up, I think, easier that way. But this day in the classroom was a necessary step to becoming a delivery driver.
I got 100% in the exam. The exam was actually pretty easy. I'm ready to start my actual practical training.
A few days later, I had to attend a drug and alcohol test. I just had to chew on this piece of plastic for 10 minutes and then I had to blow into something to see if I was drunk. Anyway, I was all clean, which is good, and it meant that I could continue. At this point, I still didn't really have a clue what I was doing. Of course, I had the day of training, but I didn't really remember anything from that.
Safe to say I'm a little nervous. Excited to do something new, but also it's a bit nerve-wracking. This place is huge and I'm doing a job that I've never done before. Fingers crossed the first day goes to plan. I'm meant to be meeting someone here for a ride along. I get a couple of like practice days where I ride along with an experienced driver, but I don't know where to go. Hi Viz. Man, some of the roads you have to get down in this great big van. It's ridiculous. It looks like you can easily get a car through there, and it's because you can. But when it's a van like that, slightly more tricky. Boxes, 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 bags, another big bag of boxes, 2 more big bags of boxes. Hey! I'm back in the safety of my own little van, and it feels tiny. That was a solid 9 hours of driving. I met loads of people, delivered their parcels, and drove a flipping massive van, which was kind of scary. The scariest bit is driving the car. Delivering the parcels is kind of fun. Day 2 of ride-alongs. Each DSP is given an area that they cover. When I signed up for the job, I assumed that I would be delivering to people in Bristol because the warehouse that I was working at was in the city of Bristol. I just thought, well, I'm probably going to deliver parcels nearby. But no, the area that I delivered to the whole time throughout this job was basically around Cardiff and Swansea and the towns above it in Wales. So I would pick up these parcels in Bristol and then drive them like 1 hour to 2 hours into Wales. It made me a little less anxious delivering further away from home. It was less chance of bumping into people I knew, although that did end up happening. DBS3 was the warehouse, the station. Definitely doesn't sound like it has any kind of character or soul, and that's because it didn't really. It's a massive warehouse in an industrial area of Bristol. All I want to do is skateboard on this warehouse floor. It's so smooth. So the parcels are in the back and now we're leaving the warehouse. There'll be a really long line of Amazon vans all leaving now. I'm probably 3/4 of the way there. I got these ones and then also this whole bag full and then these larger ones on the floor. I also realised one of the trickiest parts of this job is like where'd you go to the loo when you're on the road all day? If you're in a built up area, it's quite hard to do it discreetly. That's how. It's disgusting, I know, but there's no other way. I will say it is pretty satisfying, like ticking off things. It's such a repetitive job, but every time you do the deliver, it's somewhere different. It's almost like a game. You've got this list of all the parcels you've got to drop off, and you're trying to locate all the different addresses. Anyway, lunchtime. I also nearly ran over a cat. BLT. And we're done, heading back to the station. Parts of the day were actually so much fun and really chilled. The houses that I was delivering to had really nice wide roads, loads of space to park. Some of the customers were really nice. And then towards the end, it was just horrible. I had to just start running to the houses because I couldn't get down the streets. At one point, I was wedged between 2 cars. I had about 1 inch on either side, and the space was getting smaller and smaller, and I wouldn't have made it through. So I was basically stuck, whilst I had all the locals out the front of their houses watching me and laughing. Actually, no, people were calling me all sorts of things. But the thing which got to me most was one guy shouted, "You're in the wrong career, mate." Maybe he's right. Goodbye, signing out. Day 1, solo on the job. Getting used to driving a massive van, for starters, took a little bit of time. You have to be so much more aware of your surroundings because you're taking up so much more space in the road. I had many near misses on that first week. Luckily, all the vans are equipped with proper cameras and beeping technology, so it tells you a lot about where you are. Some lanes are too thin. Just finished the day's shift and now I can return to station. And it's actually such a good feeling. Finishing the day with a beautiful view like that. That's just stunning. Alex the delivery driver. Such a different experience to anything I've done before. I caught the sun today as well. Day complete, all the parcels delivered. Time to go home. Yay.
The first week of being on the road, although I was given nursery routes, these are basically small routes for beginner drivers, between 60 and 80 stops. This was still by far the hardest time of the job. And it's just because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was facing so many different new scenarios that I didn't know how to deal with. So there would be time spent contacting the POC, asking what I should do, learning and getting to grips with the delivery driving app that we had to use. And I guess it's just with every single thing that you ever do for the first time, there's lots to learn and there's lots of mistakes to make. I also faced the not so nice reality of being a delivery driver.
I was literally just pulling up somewhere for maximum like 2 minutes to deliver a couple of parcels, and this guy comes at his house shouting at me, "I'm a police officer and I can give you a fine for parking there." And I was like, yeah, I know it's not ideal. I'm blocking the road, kind of, but I'm not going to be long. I explained to him like in a calm way and he was like, "Don't answer me back. You don't talk to a police officer like that." Not only does it stress you out, it also makes you just feel really bad. Like, it didn't, the second parcel I delivered today and then that happened. And then the other neighbours came out to join him and they were complaining about all the parcel delivery people that blocked the road. It's only the beginning of the day.
But I was to get used to this over the next couple of months because it was a regular occurrence. But I'd say I improved and got better with my skills in dealing with these people. Staying calm, not getting angry, and trying to not take it too personally, I think was the hardest part. So after that I was in a pretty bad mood, but only about 5 minutes later I was delivering parcels up a row of houses when a guy winds down his window and shouts over to me. He's like, "Hey man, I've seen your YouTube videos and you wanted to get a picture with me." It was such a funny contrast of interactions. It was very odd. I really didn't know what to think or what was really going on.
It's my second week in and they've let me drive the 24 plate Merc. This thing is so stylish. It's auto as well, so the gears are on the side rather than here, which is going to be so weird. I mean the gears as in like park, reverse and forward. So we've got a massive screen here. This van has only done 308 miles. So that's the warehouse where I collect the packages from. And then drive over to Wales, where all the stops are. That is a day's work. It's my birthday today. For the last 3 years I've been doing very different things on my birthday. Last year I was walking with goats in the mountains in Switzerland. The year before I was lucky enough to be eating food in a Michelin star restaurant. And this year I'm driving a van. I wonder what I'm going to be doing next year. Hopefully today will be a relatively comfortable route with not too many thin lanes and everything will go to plan.
So when delivering a parcel, the first step is to notify the customer that I'll be arriving shortly. This is done by just a generic message that I can send through the app. But this often makes the delivery much quicker as the customer will be ready at the door to collect the package and I won't have to wait around long after knocking.
There you go. Have a good day.
Once I arrive at the location, I scan the parcels to be delivered, walk to the front door and knock. If the customer is in and takes the parcel, I can simply swipe to finish and the delivery is done. If no one's in, then I have a number of options. If the customer has a safe place on their delivery notes, we can leave it there. Often it will be something like leave it in the shed or leave it behind the flower pot in the front garden or whatever. If there's nothing in the customer's notes, then I will start knocking on the neighbours' doors to try delivering to them. Do you mind taking a parcel for your next door neighbour? And if the neighbours aren't in, then I will give the customer a call and ask where they'd like me to leave the parcel. If I call the customer and they say, no, I don't want you to leave the parcel anywhere, then I will bring the parcel back to the warehouse and it will be delivered the following day. In addition to this, sometimes I had to deliver age-restricted items like knives and alcohol. These deliveries require us to give the package directly to the customer and also check IDs. Have a good day, man. Yep. See ya. I just need your birth year. What's your first name, sorry? Oh, same. My name's Alex. There you go.
Thank you.
You're so kind, thank you. Wow. She just gave me some fruitellas and a packet of crisps. What?
There was one delivery today, which was an age-restricted item that I couldn't deliver. I need to go back and try that one more time, but I'm really scared because the house where that was being delivered was just really spooky. Like the front door was just left half open, and I knocked and I like shouted, "Anybody home?" And no one came to the door. And with an age-restricted item, you need to give it to them in person. Like you can't just leave it somewhere. So I'm gonna have to reattempt that, and I don't really want to go and reattempt that because it was a scary, spooky house.
And sometimes I was unable to deliver packages due to the roads being unsuitable for the big van, or because I simply couldn't find the house I was looking for. I would say that low bridges were probably the biggest cause for not being able to deliver parcels.
I'm touching the roof. That's not good. It said it was 9 foot. There's a lie. Get me out of this mess. Someone save me. It said it's 8.3 and my van is 9. Oh, that's not good. I really hope there's no damage. That's really bad. Let me check the damage. There's nothing there. It must have literally just been scraping it so slightly. Not gonna be delivering that one. It's the end of my birthday driving. The van is empty of parcels. I had 7 bags today. It was my biggest load of parcels. I did so much walking. My legs hurt a lot and I'm really tired. Driving around the Mercedes was fun though. Well, kind of fun, but also it's so high tech. It just beeps at you all the time wherever you go. Beeping coming from all around. It's like surround sound beep noises, which is pretty stressful, and it beeps when you're not even that close to anything. But it's a very smart vehicle. Yeah, it was pretty good. Bye. Another 117 quid earned. Lovely.
When I got back home from my long day of work, I was very pleasantly surprised because my housemates made me a lovely dinner and also a birthday cake. I was very happy that evening. Very happy indeed.
First I've got to drive to the driving place. I need to wear these to the warehouse. These are steel toe cap boots. So this is the drive I do every day to the warehouse where I collect the parcels from and collect my van from. And Avonmouth, which is where all these big warehouses are, is north of me about 25 minutes. Now the time that I actually go to the warehouse to collect the parcels depends on what load up time we have. Sometimes it's as early as 11 o'clock in the morning, and other days it's as late as 11:50. Today I think it's 11:20, which means I need to leave home about 10 o'clock to get there for about past. Gives me time to get hold of the keys to the van, sign into my device, and basically get ready for the day. Parked up, get my high vis on, and then get the keys for the van.
Before I started the job, I thought I would simply be given a load of parcels, given a van. I thought it would be my choice how they were delivered, at what time of the day they would be delivered, but I couldn't have been further from the truth. Apparently all this is done by a very clever computer, and it's done well before I even get to the warehouse in the morning. The routes are also customized to the driver. So once the AI system learns how fast each individual driver delivers parcels, it will then give people who deliver parcels quickly, it will give them more parcels to deliver. And the people who deliver slowly, it will give them less. For example, if I finish my route early every day, the system will learn we've got to give them more parcels and make sure they are out there for the whole length of the day. This is firstly to maximize the amount of parcels being delivered, but to also encourage delivery drivers to deliver parcels efficiently and properly, because it is known within the delivery driving world that lots of delivery drivers do like what is called doorstepping, I think they call it, where the delivery driver scans the parcel, drops it on someone's doorstep, doesn't even knock, and then leaves. And if you do that, you can deliver so many parcels in a day, but not all those parcels are going to end up in the customer's hands. And Amazon want to encourage drivers to do their job properly, not just try and get the most amount of parcels delivered in a day, which is why I believe we're not paid per parcel we deliver. Because if that was the case, all the delivery drivers would just try and get rid of as many parcels as possible and not put any thought and effort into making sure the customer was satisfied.
Van is ready to be loaded up with parcels.
And it says I've got 2 carts to pick up, 8 bags, 19 overflow packages, and in total 112 stops. And I can see where I have to go. And it beeps at me because it's got a anti-theft thing, so I've put this little thing on it. I've got to drive into the warehouse now and collect all the Power Packer packages. Oh yeah, 168. Thank you. So I gave that guy a number, which is my route number today. He then tells me whether I need to go to A pad or B pad. Basically that just tells me where I need to be when I'm queuing up to get my parcels. And now I'm in a queue with loads of other Amazon vehicles. I got a van full of parcels and a load of loo roll in case I need to go to the loo. That's probably the most hectic part of the day, because just stressing trying to make sure your van is all loaded up in time. I got told off by the yard marshal for getting out my van before the whistle went. Out the gates, hazards off, and this is where it all starts. Already eating my Oreos. The way that I loaded the van means that the first one here is the first to deliver, and the one right at the back there is going to be what I'm going to be doing this evening. I simply take and put all on this shelf where I can easily access it. The poly bags I put at the back, boxes around here, and then envelopes I put up against the front there. Then I get my device, find out what is the first parcel to deliver. Envelope. Once I've found the packages, I then click scan parcels and scan the barcodes, the QR codes, sorry. We go and deliver it. And then before I get to the next stop, I try and find the ones ready. Sometimes finding them is pretty tricky. Oh, that high street was not so fun. When I have a few to deliver, like now I'm going to an Amazon counter where I've got to take in a few, I put them in a bag. It's just kind of constant in and out the car. When you've got people waiting for you, it's just not fun.
Normally by about 5 o'clock, I'm in a rhythm and it's just flowing really nice. But at the beginning of the day, I'm always a bit all over the place. I'm still in sleep mode. I'm hoping that today is going to be an easy day with the route. So I click that I've parked. I scan the package and then get out the car, deliver it. Sometimes there's 2 rows of houses, one here, and they both have the same numbers, because that's like number 1 South Road and then there's number 1 North Road. So you can't just look at the number, you have to look at the road name as well. Whee! Up the hill. Wales is very steep. There's a lot of hills. Look at them rocks. Look at that landscape. I'm going down a thin road and this doesn't look fun. This road is pretty thin. I can make it, but if someone comes the other way, I'm a bit screwed. And I doubt there's going to be anywhere to turn around. I think I've arrived. And I'm just going to have to stop in the middle of the road. I can't really get out the door either. Well, that's a shit way to start the day. Stood in dog shit. And then I've got anything to wipe it with. Now everything smells like dog poo. Do you know if there's anywhere up there to turn around?
Fucking nothing. Oh, it's a long way, like, but
I might just go back now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Thanks, man. That was 20 minutes of stupidness. That was such a not fun part of my life. I'll try to forget that.
Now, in the training that I did before I started the job, they made it clear that we needed to be very aware of dogs and not just dog poo. I think there's been several dog attack incidents in the past. I didn't think much of this when I first started. I was like, what is a dog gonna do? But a few weeks into the job, I realized that there are many crazy dogs out there. I was bitten twice by dogs whilst delivery driving.
Whoa, there's a dog in there.
And there were way more that if they got the chance, they would have definitely have ripped me to shreds. If you don't like dogs, it probably isn't the best job, as every day you see many of them, including some which literally want to kill you.
Rock walls on either side. It's just not fun. I actually love the smell of the boxes when you get them out. Strangely nice smelling. I've been really slow today. Haven't done many. What am I on? Stop number 14. And I've been driving like an hour and a bit. So it's pretty slow. There's not much you can do when the roads are super narrow. I'm going down a stupidly thin lane again. What's going on with this route? Here we go. See you in a bit.
'Cause
No one's at home. No, it won't. Do you want me to leave it with your neighbour if possible? Hi there, I've got a parcel for your neighbour at number 20. Are you okay taking it in for them? Thanks so much. Have a good day. Hi there. Have a good day. Oh, nice. And we're on to another bag. Man, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to go. Things are speeding up a little bit. 2 more bags left. I already know though that I'm not gonna finish the route. I've been told by the guy back at the office to head home at 7:40, which will mean I'll get back to the warehouse of the van at about 8:40. Ah, the smell of a fresh package. I'm not gonna lie, it does smell pretty good. It is so cold out there now. My fingers are freezing. I think I'm gonna have to get a coat, not a coat, gloves. It's 7:45. Just had a nightmare going down this tiny farm track, which was way too small and it was horrible. So I'm back at the warehouse and I can't finish work until I have driven through the scanner, scans the vehicle and checks if there's been any damage done to it. It's basically a piece of equipment that stops people from being wrongly accused of damaging the vehicle. It's really bright. Now all we need to do is drop off all the parcels that I didn't deliver, and then I can go home. All the parcels are handed back. And that's the end of that. Same again tomorrow. Yeah, it's just the best feeling ever, getting back from work and walking home and walking through the front door and making dinner and going to bed. That's the best part. So I've been delivery driving for 1 month now. I've passed all of my nursery routes, which are basically shorter routes made for beginner drivers to get used to the whole system. And now I'm on to full routes, basically more parcels, more stops. And I have been given proper clothing to wear, which I don't know how I feel about this. This is actually a really nice coat. It does have a hood, I took that off. But it does clip on at the back. Welcome to Amazon Clothing Reviews. Right, let's get this day done.
Let's talk about pay. How much to get paid as a delivery driver? I can only answer this from my perspective. I guess all delivery driving jobs, you get paid a different amount. But for me, a 9-hour route would earn me £125. So £13.80 an hour. However, this isn't how much you actually take home at the end of the day, because £12.50 a week would instantly be taken by Wise, who are the company that would sort out the invoicing. £8 each day would go on renting the van, because the van I actually had to rent off the company each day, and I would pay 20% VAT on that amount, so that's £1.60 a day. So totaling this up in a day, I would take home £115.40. So in a 5-day working week, I would earn £577. On the lead up to Christmas, there was a seasonal incentive introduced. In this period of the year, they need more drivers on the road, so they offer a little more money to incentivize working more. This was an extra £15.75 a day, which totals up to £655.75p a week and £2,623 a month. On top of this, there are bonuses to be had, but this depends on the weekly scorecard. If enough drivers within a DSP get a good score, a bonus will be given to the company. In my time working for this company, we never actually got one of these bonuses. Putting the incentives and bonuses aside, you could earn about £30,000 a year. However, I quickly realised that for me personally, 5 days in a row driving would absolutely shatter me, especially as on my 2 days off, I was trying to do loads of other things like run a YouTube channel as well as looking after my bees and a weedy allotment patch, and also try and have some kind of social life. I basically found 5 days a week too much. If it was the only thing that you were doing, I think it would probably be manageable, but I wanted to do lots of other things at the same time, and 4 days a week is what I tried to stick to. And that's one of the best things about being self-employed and doing this kind of job, is that it's so flexible. You can choose your days. You can work a week and then take a week off, or work for 3 months and then take 3 months off. You can basically do whatever you like as a self-employed delivery driver. My ideal week would be planned like this. Monday, take the day off for my own projects. I also have badminton club on Mondays, and if I was driving on the same day as that, I would just be too tired to play badminton. Tuesday, I would do driving work.
Nice view, eh?
Wednesday, driving work.
We got a roadblock.
Thursday, driving work.
It's Halloween. I just saw a guy dressed up as a dinosaur. There's the dinosaur.
There it is.
What is going on?
Friday, take the day off for my own projects. Saturday, have the day off to spend time with friends if possible. And then Sunday, I would do more driving work. Sundays, I realised, were the best days to be on the road because none of the businesses are open, so you have no like business parks to deliver to. And also, people tend to be at home. People are generally happier at the weekend. So it was a nicer time to be out on the road.
These are the best days in these really new housing estates where there's just so much space. It's pretty quiet. It's all residential, so there's no like through traffic. And then the views looking out are pretty amazing. Yeah, today was one of the better days, apart from one guy getting mad at me for touching his front door. Wow, the sky this evening is so nice. Look at that. Beautiful.
It's 7 o'clock, it's Sunday, and I feel dreadful. I'm gonna be going into work today and driving, but I'm gonna message the boss and ask if I can take today off. He's gonna think I'm probably just really hungover. I had a big night last night, but I promise I didn't. It's one of those horrible throat, body ache, cough illnesses. At least I can rest today. I'm gonna try and not do anything, just get better. Back to driving in 2 days.
It's the first day of peak incentive. Or incentive, peak, what's going on? Basically, we get paid more each day. Anyway, another day. It's Sunday today, so everyone should be at home ready to receive their parcels, waiting at their window. I quite like the crispness in the air in the autumn time. There's something quite fresh about it. And we have arrived at work. Welcome to DBS 3. It's a new day of driving, and a very annoying thing has happened. There's a, it's like small but really frustrating, and it's gonna wind me up all day. There's a sensor for the airbag, I think, which is not working. So I've basically got a beeping going, and it doesn't turn off. So you have to put up with that beeping for the next 9 hours or so. The one thing I really love about this job is the drive there and back. And now the routes that I've been given are like 1 hour 20 away, 1 hour 30 minutes away. So I end up driving just for like 3 hours a day, which is great. I like it. Weather's looking cloudy, overcast, not too cold, which is nice. I think it's going to be a good day. And this job is perfect for listening to podcasts, listening to music. I will list my favourite podcasts and things to listen to whilst driving in the description below, so you can check that out. Yesterday it was the Infinite Monkey Cage podcast with Brian Cox, which is always funny and interesting. And today is the Easy German podcast.
Der Sinn des Lebens.
This beeping is so annoying!
So my plan was to do this delivery driving job until around Christmas, at which point I wanted to find some ski season work for the winter. I've always wanted to spend the whole winter somewhere really cold in the mountains where there's loads of snow, and I thought this year would be my chance to do that. So that was the plan. Delivery driving until Christmas, and then Christmas onwards, spend the winter somewhere cold and do lots of skiing. So with that in mind, I started applying for jobs in lots of different locations, some in Europe, some in Canada, some in Japan. I sent off a load more of my CVs that I had written up, and I just had to wait and find out whether I would be accepted into a job for the winter.
I just love these sort of housing estates. It's so much easier to navigate. So there's this main road here, and then off the main road there's a load of different smaller roads leading to like a group of houses, and I basically throughout the whole day go down that main road, then turn off onto every single one of them and then deliver a few parcels. So that's this particular place done, and on to the next. And this beeping is winding me up. I don't like it. Today we have, I think, just under 100 stops, which isn't too bad. I've had other days with a lot more, but it's because we're so far away from the warehouse. We're given less stops because you physically can't do as many, because it's a 1.5 hour drive there and back. So I spend 3 hours of the day just driving along the motorway pretty much, which I really enjoy. I can't believe I'm in such good spirits because this noise is winding me up. Does that apply to me? Thank you very much.
Is that allowed? Am I allowed to do that?
I guess so. It's not even Halloween anymore. That was a few days ago. These are just silly little packets of sweets. Look how small they are. Like that is just, that's a handful. And they're gone. Honestly, today has been one of the best days of work. Like easiest in terms of the roads I've had to drive, and that most people are at home ready to receive their parcel. It has just been super easy. This is my last bag. It's only just getting dark. It's like 5 o'clock. I've been whizzing through it. Those Haribos kept me going. And it's time to get out the head torch. Cool function of this one, sensor. So I can walk to the door of someone's house with it on, and then I knock on the door, turn it off so I don't blind them, give them their parcel, whack it back on, walk back to the car. Right, let's go find some houses. So the delivering is done, however I've still got to fill up the van with fuel because it's under half a tank. Basically that's like the company policy. If it's under half a tank, you're meant to fill it up for whoever's driving the van tomorrow. And it might be me, it might be someone else, I don't know. Wow, that was cool. That firework was epic. Whoa. Day all done. See ya.
Food was very important throughout my time on this job. In order to have a good day on the road, you need to eat lots. Each day would start with about 3 eggs, scrambled, fried or poached. I mixed it up differently every day of the week. And then I'd also have some fruit or granola cereal as well. Basically the biggest breakfast I could have, the better, because it then started me off in the best way possible for the day. And then each morning I would make myself a nice chunky sandwich. Most of the time it would be a BLT, although I did switch out the lettuce for rocket because I grew a load of rocket at my allotment patch. And yeah, every day I needed a big sandwich because each day we are given like 30-minute lunch break where we're allowed to stop and have a break and eat food.
I know it doesn't look very appetizing, but this is my lasagna from last night. And it's a really nice change from my sandwiches. And this is where I am currently, surrounded by people's houses.
As well as breakfast and a nice big sandwich for lunch, I would stock up with snacks.
I'm not proud of my little snack drawer. It consists of bubblegum, cola bottles, sweets, milk chocolate digestive biscuits. The McVitie's ones are definitely better. And then some chocolate brioche, which is like 5 days old.
Food equals energy. So I got into a good habit of eating lots, which helped me stay in a good mood whilst on the road. I think the best part about this job is that it just gets you out there in the world. And when you're out there, you see lots of interesting things and meet lots of interesting people. And I learnt to appreciate some of the little nice things that happen day to day.
Hello. It's another beautiful, fine day out there on the Prince of Wales Bridge. Clear skies that way, clear skies that way, but you just know, as soon as you get into Wales, it's gonna rain. Wow, wonder what's in there. I'm having such a good day today. I found a good playlist of music. The roads are really easy to drive on. There's a light drizzle, which is annoying because it means I have to put things in bags if I leave them. But most people are at home. It's been so easy. Everything's going swimmingly. It looks miserable, but I quite like this weather. It's warm, but it's nice light drizzle. The sound of the rain on the van is also quite soothing. The difficulties of delivering in the rain. Parcels get wet. The device that I'm using, the screen gets wet, and then the touch screen doesn't work. So I have to wipe it every time I get in the van. I don't know why I'm loving today. It's just fun. The rain is making me feel good. And I'm all cozy in here, in my little cave. My little delivery cave. Right, I'm gonna shut up and deliver some more parcels. My day was going well until I locked myself out of the van. I had to do it whilst it was just hammering down with rain. Look at this. This is horrible. Had to make the very awkward, painful phone call to the boss. But luckily, one of the other drivers in Wales has all the keys, all the spare keys. So I will wait for someone has to come and rescue me. That feels so stupid. It was bound to happen at some point.
Now I've got some catching up to do, because that's half an hour where I've not been doing anything. Luckily, I think I was a little bit ahead anyway. I basically just took my half an hour break. I now can't really take another break. So now I've got the keys attached to my belt.
I was wondering why it was called Viaduct Road, and then I turned around. That's why. Look at that. You can see the moon through the arches. That's amazing. Well, things are getting slightly larger scale. I've got 3, 6, 7, 8, 9 bags, and then pretty much the rest of the van is full with parcels. The guy next to me though, he had 15 bags. Hey there, Alex here, reporting at 5:23 on Thursday, I don't know what the date is. I got some really good news. Now remember I said I was applying for jobs in British Columbia and Japan and Austria. I didn't get a reply from pretty much everyone, apart from one place in Japan. And I got the job, so in, I think, December, I'm going to work in Japan for a few months. I've now got a smile on my face. Shop with Amazon Prime.
So I've made a list of the pros and cons of the job to sort of conclude some of the things that I've learnt, some of the things that I've enjoyed, some of the things I haven't enjoyed. Let's start with the cons, the things I didn't find good.
What a grim, rainy day.
Driving down thin lanes, trying to find parking on thin streets, and blocking traffic is stressful. There's no way around it. Every day I would fear having to stop in the middle of a road and be honked at by people and get in the way. It is stressful.
So I came up there in the van and I have to go up there. Luckily, there was somewhere I could reverse a bit, but those are the turns which are just so annoying, because you just can't do that unless there's somewhere you can have some space to do some manoeuvring.
Every day for the past 2 months, I've had to piss in a bottle, because if I drive to a fuel station or service station to go to the loo, it takes too much time out of the day, and then you fail to deliver your parcels. And unless you're in a rural area, it's not a great look peeing against the lamppost. Possibly the worst thing of delivery driving is that you're often not treated with respect. It wasn't just some of the things that I experienced, but also when I would get back to the warehouse and chat with my fellow delivery colleagues, they would share stories of customers getting mad at them. It's probably my least favourite thing that I learned about the whole job, is that delivery drivers don't get massive amounts of respect. One of the not so nice things was getting back home late. Every night I would get back home between 8 and 10 p.m.
Well, that was the latest day of work. It's 10 o'clock and it's Friday. None of my friends are home. They're all at the pub. And I'm gonna order a takeaway and go to bed.
Also, sometimes delivering parcels all day can feel quite repetitive. However, you can find ways to get around this. You can put on nice music, the radio or podcast to keep you entertained. I think what's one of the unfortunate truths of the job is that you are delivering parcels for 9 hours a day. There's no way that it isn't going to feel a little bit repetitive. But I guess that's the same with every job that you do. If you do it every day, it's going to become quite samey and sometimes boring. I say that it gets repetitive, and although you are delivering parcels all day, each delivery is unique in its own way. Like, every customer is different, every road is slightly different, so there are different things about it. But sometimes just the process of scanning the parcel, walking to a front door, knocking, and walking back to the van, sometimes that can get quite repetitive. And also, a little over £110 a day is below average wage in the UK. So if you are after big bucks, then delivery driving might not be the way to go. Although other delivery driver jobs may vary, and if you had your own vehicle, maybe you would earn more. But saying that, including the bonuses and the Christmas incentive and all that, you could end up actually earning quite a bit more. Now let's look at the pros, because there were some good parts of the job. Such as, it was a late starting job, so I could have a nice line every morning. For my schedule, I would wake up at 7 AM and then have plenty of time to walk to the shops, grab some food, make breakfast, do a few little odd jobs, all before starting work. The job really helped me build my confidence. Each day, I was talking to hundreds of customers. Some were nice, others not, but it taught me how to deal with these situations and stay calm when I had angry people shouting at me. Another good thing about doing the job is that I definitely gained some valuable navigation skills. I think just by looking for houses for 9 hours a day, you learn to use your eyes, you learn to spot house numbers. I don't know how useful this skill will be in the future, but I'm definitely much better at navigating. I can now say that I'm pretty confident driving a big van. I feel qualified now. When I started the job, I had never driven anything bigger than a VW transporter. So this was a big step up. But now, it feels easy. Like if you do anything over and over again for ages, you're gonna naturally get better at it. And I can now put that on my CV.
What a beautiful sight. At the end of the day, this is what the van looks like. Completely empty. So satisfying seeing the whole van in the morning full of parcels, and then by the end of the day, they're all gone in people's houses, making people happy. And yeah, it's pretty crazy, the world of consumerism and delivery.
One of the best parts about the job is that I could choose my days to work, so it was quite flexible. It's perfect for people like me who have other projects that they're working on. You can work a 2-day week, a 3-day week, a 4-day week, a 5-day week, whatever you like, whatever suits you, which is a super great part of the job. The job is a very active one, so if you want to stay fit and stay on your feet and work outdoors, I think delivery driving is great for that. I'd say a good thing about the job is that days pass really quick. If a day passes quick, I think it's been a good day. And last but not least, when work is done for the day, it's actually done.
Yes! Another day over!
There's no extra time spent planning or thinking required. Like when you drop off the van back at the warehouse, you leave work behind. It differs a lot from the filmmaking work that I have done in the past. So it was really nice to do a job for a bit where, work was work, home time was home time, there was zero crossover. It was interesting and definitely one of the good parts of the job.
Last day today. Last day I'm gonna have to piss in a bottle for a while.
Aside from these pros and cons of the job, some days were good, others were bad. Sometimes the bad days were defined by physical barriers like bad weather or a roadblock slowing you down. And some days I just had off days, where you're just not feeling it. You don't know why, you just feel bad, you just feel like you don't want to be doing it. But this just ebbed and flowed. All I can say is some days I enjoyed more than others, and often for no apparent reason.
I got a feeling today's gonna be a good day.
I found the past couple of months of delivery driving a valuable experience. I learned lots, so in my mind, it was well worth it.
And that's it, my last delivery as a delivery driver. Anyway, I've got to start packing my bags because I'm off to Japan in just a couple of weeks. Thanks for watching this little video. I will see you soon in Japan.
My job in Japan is well underway. That's actually where I am right now making this video. This is my drying rack with all my wet clothes, and this is the room that I am living in for the next 3 months. I've been doing lots of skiing, and I've also been learning how a ski lodge is run, doing some stuff in the kitchen, doing a ton of snow clearing, because it turns out that it snows an awful lot here in Japan. But stay tuned and click subscribe if you want to get a notification when I post this new video, skiing and working in Japan for the winter. Thanks for watching everyone, hope you enjoyed. I will see you soon.
Look at that. Stunning.